Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and Senator John Fetterman just shook the Democrat Party to its core. And they got a real problem on their hands here with this maverick senator. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. With this age of suppression of conservative voices, it is so important that you guys do that and play your part to really help our channel and to help conservatism itself in 2024. I want to tell you, we're not always so kind to John Fetterman here. You know, before he went in for his mental health and he had to get, treatment for his mental health, it was a different John Fetterman as far as I'm concerned. Way more progressive, way more out there, didn't make a lot of sense. But then he went for his mental health treatment, and when he came out, it's like there's a new John Fetterman. And this John Fetterman, he's a nightmare for Democrats. He's close to a Joe Manchin at this point. He was very progressive, but he said the progressives left him because their policies are so extreme that they actually pushed him away from being a progressive. And, with a razor-thin majority in the Senate, you get a guy like John Fetterman who says, I'm not on board with all this stuff. That's a massive issue for Senate Majority Leader Schumer and for the Democrat Party and for Joe Biden. You got a rogue Democrat senator saying he's going to do what he wants to do. And in this video clip I'm about to show you, he actually got praise from Fox News for it. Before I send you to the video, I do want to say, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe because it does really help us out. I'm Carmine Sabia for Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody. And now let's watch Senator Fetterman and Fox and Friends.
People have given me hope for the country.
Yeah.
Bill Maher, who is a liberal. He's never going to vote for a Republican. I get it.
Yeah.
But he loves the country.
Yep.
And the way he breaks down the support for Israel and the way he is concerned about the border and the idea of what's happening in our cities and the lack of crime and punishment. There's no punishment with crime. Mm-hmm. That bothers him. And yet Democrats seem to be running from that. They never bring it up. And Senator Fetterman is the other one that gives me hope.
Yeah, it's weird to see this transition because I find myself every single week retweeting something that Fetterman has said. And there's been, I followed his race, and he was somewhat of a progressive squad member, but just doesn't like what's happening at the border. He's been very supportive of Israel. So the Fetterman did an interview with the New York Times, and he's claiming that both parties are rooting against him. This is what he said. There are ones that are rooting for another blood clot. Oh. They have both now been wishing that I die.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting what has happened with John Fetterman because throughout his political career, and of course we covered the Senate race very closely. It was extremely important. He was so progressive. I mean, he was a progressive.
Changed.
Yeah.
He changed.
But, Pennsylvania's a swing state, so maybe he's listening to the whole of the state as opposed to the area that he was representing as a local politician, and he's spoken out against Senator Menendez. He says that he has strong support for Israel, not the Palestinian side. Yeah, and also the border. He just came out and said that we need to do something on the border. There's another New York Times quote that we have, and he says, "It's just a place where I'm not," meaning the progressive side. "I don't feel like I've left the progressive label. It's just more that it's left me. I'm not critical. If someone is a progressive, I just believe in different things." How fascinating.
I think he has left the progressive side. And, I'm so grateful that he was able to recover. But something changed in the middle of his recovery, him going to therapy and everything. When he reemerged, his comments seem to have changed. And look, we've been reaching out. I've been reaching out to his people. I would love to talk to him because I'm just curious of what changed in the party.
Talked to Selena Zito, who's a conservative columnist in the area, and she said that he gave him a great interview. He gave her a great interview. Tommy Lahren of Outkick, also as conservative as it gets, sees something different with Fetterman. Watch.
A lot of folks are saying that he's sounding like a conservative or he's sounding like a Republican. I don't think so. I think he's sounding like a moderate Democrat or maybe just a good American that believes we should have a secure border, a good American who believes that we should support really our only ally in the Middle East and condemn terrorism and condemn those that say from the river to the sea. So I don't think what he's saying is necessarily conservative or Republican in nature. I think it's just common sense. And the left has gone so wacky, so woke, so ridiculous that they think now that this makes him a conservative. So good for him for rejecting the label. Good for him for being independent minded.
Yeah, so certainly not conservative, but definitely not as progressive as he once was. Like I said, I think it's just him listening to the whole of the state. Pennsylvania is certainly not progressive, so he's listening to his constituents, which is what a lawmaker should do.
I also don't think the guy likes being bullied. I mean, it seems like members of the party has continued to come after him, protest in front of him, just for having moderate views. There was once a period of time where Democrats as a whole stood with the nation of Israel. And that hasn't changed. So they're trying to bully his position.
You know,
and I don't think he takes too kindly to
a little bit of a divide in the House. We know that with the Senate, with Israel and other things. Now there's going to be a divide somewhat in the Senate. Sinema is broken away. He's actually an independent. Joe Manchin, for the few years he has left, he has always bucked the party to a degree. And now you have Senator Fetterman, who might be tough to categorize.